So, what I wanted to talk about today is there's this video you sent me with it's a panel with a civil rights attorney, Stephen A. Smith, and Officer Tatum. And in it, they're talking about a number of things with the Nolan Wells case, and don't want to get into the speculation of this, but Officer Tatum's viewpoint on this in general is like, it's confounding to me.
Yeah, it's a really warped perspective that he has.
Yeah, and in this video, he's basically pointing out that he has a problem with a black preacher coming to Nolan Wells' funeral and giving the obituary, saying that the preacher doesn't know this kid. But Tatum himself has no problem going to Mississippi to meet all these white kids because they're just, finger pointed. Their story needs to be heard. He don't know them.
Yeah, the crazy thing about it is throughout, American history here, there's been an untold amount of black boys and black men whose story hasn't been told.
Yeah.
Who died under mysterious circumstances. Kendrick, the kid that was rolled up in a carpet and found dead in a carpet after having gotten into an altercation with some sheriff's son over a girl.
Right.
And they said somehow he rolled himself into a carpet and couldn't get himself out of it.
Right.
And yeah.
Yeah.
And so Officer Tatum is presenting this argument as if it is unreasonable to think that something nefarious has happened to Nolan. When the reality of the matter is, it is, let's say it's a procedure that the first autopsy, it's normal for them to take certain parts, okay, of the body. The second autopsy is inconclusive because those parts of the body was missing. I think it's his throat, his stomach, and his lungs.
Yes.
Those are missing. Mm-hmm. The parts that would prove that he drowned first because they would contain water if his cause of death was drowning.
Yes.
And so those parts are missing. So you can't prove how he died.
Yeah.
If this was a simple accidental death, then those parts wouldn't have to be taken. Now, mind you, the Mississippi office has still not released their autopsy findings.
No, they haven't.
They still haven't reached their autopsy findings, and the independent autopsy is inconclusive because certain things are missing.
And there are some concerning things on the independent autopsy that would be clarified with the other body parts.
And when was it? What was the Mississippi record? When did they actually take slavery off the books?
So this is the real interesting fact about Mississippi is they did not actually have a full approvement or, passing of the 13th Amendment until 2013.
2013. So technically, slavery was still on the books in Mississippi until 2013.
Yeah, they quote unquote forgot.
They forgot.
They took a symbolic vote in 1995.
That's horrible enough.
But then they didn't file the paperwork. And the only reason we found that out is because Steven Spielberg made Lincoln. And a citizen of Mississippi decided to go and look it up. And that's how they found out the paperwork hadn't been filed. So technically it wasn't ever off the books until 2013 when they finally got it taken care of.
And so what Tatum suggests is a state with a history like that. Mm-hmm. The fact that this is the home of the Mississippi burning, where these kids go down there to protect rights, the right to vote, and they come up missing. Emmett Till, Medgar Evers, and so many others.
Unknown cases.
And Mississippi was the the heart of segregation.
Yeah.
Did not officially take slavery off the books until 2013.
Yes.
I mean, to me, I don't understand why you would want to live in a state like this
Oh, I
as an
agree.
African American. I wouldn't even want to live there.
No.
But how is he can suggest that it is unreasonable to call into question the nature of this young man's death?
Yeah, and another thing that I have issue with Tatum and how he's handling this is he keeps saying they make it about race, and it's like he's accusing the family. The family has adamantly not, but they do need to get their questions answered. And because they know they're in Mississippi, they're getting the most qualified.
See, Tatum is what he is he's a watchdog. He's a guard dog. He's a pit bull. He can get out there and he can say things that would not be and do things and handle things in a way that would not be culturally acceptable if a white man did it.
Right.
And he can get away with saying things and attacking in a way that even white men would not attack without truly revealing the nature of what their intentions are. Mm-hmm. Tatum can get out there and say and do these things and mask his intentions. You see, like, why does he feel that it's necessary to be the champion of these young white men?
Yeah.
If they did nothing wrong, it is the history in this country that if they did nothing wrong, they'll be fine. Because the history of this country suggests even if they did something wrong, they'll be fine.
Yeah, the history of this country, the system of this country is in their favor. They're good.
And this is the thing with the discussion about systemic racism. You got people that try to deny that it exists. Now, this is just disingenuous to deny that it exists, because what it is the vestiges of colonialism. Mm-hmm. It is the systemic racism is just the organic death of a colonial empire. Yeah. It what protects it is to deny that it exists.
Right.
You see, so you'll have people saying, "No, this doesn't exist. It doesn't exist," because the more invisible they can keep it, the stronger and the longer it can stay alive. So the idea is to deny that its existence, or we don't even see it.
Right.
We don't see what you're talking about. And they can invisibly make everything about race. But if you're if you're a person of color and you mention it, then that it's about race, then you're the one making it about race, and you're the one being the victim because you're pointing to the problem.
Right.
You're not supposed to point to the problem, but pointing to the problem is how you solve it or fix the problem. You see what I mean? That's like a doctor going into the body and looking for the cancer and then ignoring it once he finds it.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want to point it out.
Yeah.
We found the cancer in the body, but we don't want to point it out. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want to discuss how we can get rid of it. We want to deny it its existence until it kills the organ that it's attacking. But guess what? It's going to kill the entire body. Mm-hmm. And so that's what we see here. People would rather let the entire country go down in flames as opposed to fixing the problem, which is the cancer. Mm-hmm. Just let it metastasize.
Yeah. And I think the hope is the not fixing the problem, letting it grow, is to let it go back to what it was, that nothing can ever go back. Everything has to evolve forward. So it has to be getting taken out. It has to. Otherwise, everything it disintegrates. It falls apart.
I'm particularly fascinated by Tatum.
Yeah, his mindset. Like, how do you get to that?
Yeah, he's fascinating to me, and I don't think anyone is asking him the right questions. See, the question I would ask Tatum is, let's say, because I think Tatum has like a 17-year-old son.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's got two sons. One's younger, and they're biracial.
Yeah.
But the world is going to see them as black boys.
Yeah.
And so I can't wrap my mind around this guy, because the question I would ask him is, let's say this isn't Nolan Wells. Let's say this is your son. Yeah. Everything absolutely the same happened. Your son went on a trip with these white kids, and everything is identical. The autopsy is identical.
All of the circumstances, all of the questions.
All the questions, it's 100% the same, except it isn't Nolan Wells, it's Tatum's son. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think he can put himself there. I feel like he can't. It doesn't compute. You know what I mean?
It doesn't compute, because he doesn't see himself as black. He genuinely doesn't see himself as black.
Yeah.
He's not, because to ask the question, he starts this interview off by saying he doesn't understand why this preacher comes to Mississippi to do the eulogy, and he doesn't even know this black kid. But you find it okay to go to Mississippi and conduct an investigation in defense of these kids that you do not know.
Yeah.
You're staking your entire credibility on everything that this is that you're doing. You're staking your credibility as you're not a journalist.
Right.
You're not a police investigator. You're a podcaster.
Yeah.
But you're willing to, stake your credibility, your voice, and your brand on going all the way to Mississippi to defend the honor and integrity of these boys who you don't know. But you're calling into question the fact that this preacher, who this boy is gone under nefarious circumstances, and this black preacher can see his son in Nolan Wells. He can see his nephews, his grandchildren, his neighbor's son. He can see their faces in Nolan Wells' face.
Yeah.
And this is the history. This is the historical experience of what it's like to be an African American in this country. But if you call it to attention, you're being a victim, and you don't understand that is what the mindset of, or the mentality of the person or people that wants to subjugate you to a particular type of oppression. That's their mindset.
Yeah.
And so you buy into that. I'm utterly fascinated by Tatum. I don't compare him. If you notice, he gets compared a lot of times. To Stephen in Django.
Yeah, I don't think that's correct.
I don't think he's Stephen in Django. Stephen in Django was after something else.
Yeah, he was way more intelligent. Like, he knew what he was.
Yeah, he knew what he was. And Tatum may too. I got an example. I think Tatum knows what he's doing. But I think I compare Tatum to, remember what was the movie, Nat Turner's movie, Birth of a Nation?
Yeah.
Came out a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And they was about to, they had the revolution going, and they saw the little black kid with the white ring around his mouth.
Yeah.
That ultimately, that's who ratted him out.
Yeah.
Tatum's that little black kid.
Yeah.
With that ring around his mouth.
Yeah, he is.
That's Tatum.
Yeah.
He's not Django's. He's not Steven.
No.
Calvin Candy's man.
No, not at all.
No, he's the little black kid with the little boy that went and ratted Nat Turner and those guys out.
Yeah.
That's, to me, that seems more of an apt comparison for this guy.
Yeah. But
the interesting thing is, he's not He's not innocent to what he's doing. He's there is a degree of malice in what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is why in my opinion he's dangerous to the black community. Because so remember months back when what was that kid, Charlie Kirk, when whatever happened with that, if he was killed or if it was whatever the case was, Charlie Kirk's dead. Okay. And Officer Tatum, just before this, he goes on this campaign about he would never cry in public.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand how those two gel together so perfectly that he's on a campaign talking about he won't cry. He wouldn't even cry in front of his wife and if one of his kids
passed away or
was killed or something.
Yeah.
He doesn't know. He wouldn't cry in front of his wife. He would cry in private. He's so stoic and he's just not gonna do it. But then Charlie Kirk is killed, and he's on his podcast blubbering away like a fat kid that lost his cake. Yeah, he just he's blubbering away. Which if the thing is, if he felt like that, let's say for whatever you've got he and Charlie Kirk, because I don't believe they were that close anyway.
No.
But let's say that, you got a very, very close friend. Doesn't matter if you're black or white or whatever. You can still have a very close bond with somebody. Everybody's not evil.
Yeah.
And you lose that friend.
Yeah.
He's killed or whatever. You lose him to an accident. Doesn't matter. And it breaks your heart. That's a private moment.
Right.
Why would you do that on your podcast? Why is it necessary for the world to see you broken like that?
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And then not only that, while he's crying, and this is the thing, it's because remember the devil is in the details. He's crying and he makes this really odd statement. He says he's crying or he's hurt because you can't get your lick back. That's what he said. Yeah. And to me, that is the most important moment of all. He's saying he's crying. The reason why he says he's crying is because he can't get your lick back, which means it's a call to violence. That's what that is, getting your lick back. If your homie's killed, what it means to get your lick back.
He's trying to incite people
to avenge Charlie. Yeah. Now, this is the same cry that he says, all this black on black crime, all this gang violence that's been passed down through generations at this point. Now, this group of kids is gang banging here and they're gang banging out, which none of it is good or healthy as a construct. But his homie gets shot and they are hurt, and now they want to get their lick back because he killed his cousin, or that was his brother that got killed. Now we got to go get our lick back. And that's what keeps perpetuating this violence forward through time. And he sits here on his podcast after the white man Kirk is killed. And he's crying, and he says, with his blowing boogers in his T-shirt, I mean, I'm serious.
No.
Right while he's blowing boogers in his T-shirt, he says, you can't get your leg back. Yeah. That is the most important part to pick, because that is to incite violence.
Right.
You see what I mean?
Yeah. You know what this reminds me of? And I mean, it sounds in jest and like over the top ridiculous, but do you remember the Dave Chappelle skit with the black guy that's a Klansman, but he's blind, so he can't see. He can't tell that he's black.
Yeah. That's what Biggs something.
Yeah, that's what he reminds me of, because like to incite that kind of violence from that event, and all of the charge that was going around at that time, like they were trying to charge it up.
Yeah.
It was like like to, it's just astounding for him to do that. And like you said, it's very dangerous.
That's very dangerous because he knows the kind of audience that he caters to. Yeah. He knows even when Sonia Massey was killed in her kitchen with the water, and all she did was go get a pot of water off the stove, and the guy shoots her in her head in her kitchen, and Officer Tatum went on
he went on a campaign for that cop.
Of going for that cop, saying how that cop is innocent.
Oh yeah, he got 20 years, by the way.
He got 20 years, which is by no means enough.
No.
But aside from that, I'd like to know what Tatum says about that now.
Right.
Like why, if you were correct in everything you were saying, why did he get the 20 years?
Yeah.
You see, because what Tatum does is he tries to sway the court of public opinion. Mm-hmm. You see what I mean? You can't underestimate the court of public opinion. It's the will of the people is a powerful force. And if you got this guy out here with 3+ million followers, and all his rhetoric is about tearing down the black community. Right. And not only that, when he finds a chance to incite violence, he proves that he'll do that.
Right.
And now he's on this campaign of attacking this kid's mother,
right?
Nolan Wells' mom.
Yeah.
He does things that even racist white people are careful not to do.
Oh, yeah.
Because they don't want to reveal themselves. And so, to have somebody like Tatum out there is a complete blessing. Tatum is the ghost of Mississippi. He has flown to Mississippi to defend these boys.
Because they don't have a voice.
They're not
being heard.
Yeah, they've got a whole system to hear their voice, man.
Yeah.
And if they're these boys, if you're innocent, I don't want to see anybody going to jail that's innocent, black or white. Mm-mm. It's not about vitriol. It's not about hate or any of that. I like everybody. Mm-hmm. You've got amazing black people and you've got amazing white people, and they have stood shoulder to shoulder in this country of bullshit and oppression, throughout its history. And you also have some real shitty black people and some real shitty white people. Yeah. And, Tatum, there's no way that Tatum doesn't know that he's an ass clown. There's no way.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And up until I saw him do the thing with you want your lick back. Uh-huh. Like, that's a real dangerous statement to make, man. That's a dog whistle. Yeah. What are you really, what are you really doing?
What's your real agenda?
What's your real agenda?
Yeah.
Like, let's talk about what your real agenda is, man. Yeah. And you got 2 black kids.
Especially, the rhetoric that Charlie Kirk put out was so hateful, especially to black people.
Yeah.
And you're going to be blubbering like this over him and then calling to his cause? What the hell?
Yeah. If you were if Tatum was a black pilot, Charlie Kirk is saying he wouldn't want to get on your plane.
Right. But he's your best friend.
Yeah.
Come on.
He wouldn't want to get on his plane. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what about Chappie? Highly decorated fighter pilot.
Yeah.
Kappa Alpha Psi. He's a highly decorated fighter pilot, 4-star general, and Charlie Kirk saying he's DEI. You see what I mean?
Right.
Like, he doesn't qualify. He wasn't as good as his record should suggest because he's an African-American man.
Right.
When history shows that African people have always been overachievers.
Yeah.
Always.
Yes.
Overachievers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just, the friendship thing that Tatum claims, I think it's astounding. How he's reacting to this whole thing with Nolan Wells is astounding.
I just don't think people are asking Tatum the right questions.
No, I don't think he's getting challenged the right way.
No. He's not getting challenged the right way. They're not asking him the right questions. You know, how do you feel? He cannot imagine that he's a black man.
No. I don't even think he looks in the mirror. Actually looks in the mirror.
No, he doesn't. He sees himself in the mirror, but he's not looking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't see that he understands the fact that he's black. I wanna ask him if he knows the difference between love and respect, and if he can tell whether or not his wife respects him for what he does.
Right. Oh, that's a good question.
Like, do you know she respects you for what you do?
Right.
You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. Knowing that you have two sons that are black, because they're also hers.
Yeah, they're also hers.
Yeah, white or not, they're still her children. Yeah. So do you know for certainty that she respects you?
Yeah, and he's in Texas, isn't he? He's from Texas?
I think he's in Arizona.
I was going to say.
I think he's from Texas, but I think he lives in Arizona. Yeah.
I was going to say, because, I mean, even Arizona, they're pretty conservative and pretty staunch in their old ways.
I have nothing. I don't have a problem with, being conservative or, being, I think everything needs due bounds. And I think being conservative should not have a color on it. I think being liberal should not have a color on it. And I think when they do put colors on things like that, you should be aware that games are being played with your politics.
Yeah.